Hey there and welcome to Matt's Garage. Today I'm going to be changing the sway bar end links on this 2011 Hyundai Santa Fe. This video should apply to 2007 to 2012 Hyundai Santa Fe's. So if you've got a clunk or a rattle in your front end over bumps, there's a good chance this is what it is. They're cheap, they're pretty easy to change, so I'm going to show you step by step here. Now the first thing we're going to do is jack the vehicle up, and I'm going to use two jacks to jack up both sides at the same time, because what happens when you get just one side jacked up is it puts pressure on the sway bar end links and it makes them a lot harder to get apart. You'll need a 21mm socket to get your wheels off. You'll need a 17mm wrench and I believe an 18mm socket. But we'll get these wheels off here and go from there. So at this point you might want to stop and crack your wheel nuts loose if you don't have an impact to do so once the wheels lift it off the ground. I always like to just check for any play while I have the vehicle jacked up. Now I'm going to go and jack up the other side as well at the same time. So here we are, guys. This is what we're replacing, this link back here, and sometimes it's hard to feel the play in them at different angles. Like it might be worn in at ride height, but when you jack it up it feels tight. I actually just changed the strut and I was convinced all the noise was from the strut and that this was still a good part, but apparently it isn't. So we got to pop that off. I believe that's an 18mm nut. And there's a 17mm flat spot on the back side here. You can get a wrench in there. And then down here you'll have to use a wrench to get at the nut. You can't use the socket down there, so I have an 18mm wrench. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Yeah, they're 18mm. And then on the back side you take your 17mm and you work it in there until you find the flats. So we'll lubricate the bottom one because I haven't had it off recently. The upper one should be no problems. So we get our 17mm, we work it around. There we go. There's the flat. That keeps that stud from spinning. Now I can just use my impact. Still doesn't feel that bad, but I know that's what's making noise. Okay, so same thing down here. Find the flat and get our 18mm in here. Okay guys, yet again my silly Hyundai is fighting me, and I'm done playing nice. Time to bring out the big guns. I'm going to slice the nut off. The new part came with a new nut anyways, so I was just trying to do it simple for the video, so maybe I'll give another try on the other side, but it's probably the same way. Okay guys, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the other end so that I can swing the sway bar down and maybe get better access to finish cutting this off. I just can't get in there. Okay guys, so here I am over on the other side. I got it disconnected. And that's really the way to go, because you can see now I'm able to get that right down in the opening, and actually I can get at it from this side with a socket now and an impact, so that makes it way easier. And if I have to cut off the nut, it also makes it easier to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and try and get an impact on there. I'll clean up the threads with the wire brush and oil them, get my impact on there and see if I can't get that off on this side. Then I'll go around to the other side and finish cutting that one off. Okay guys, you can see how this actually will go down against the rack if I pull down on it. So I don't want that, so I've just got this little board here to go under it and keep it up is the plan. That should work, just so I don't wreck the inner tie rod end or anything. Ah, finally, that one came loose. Now the impact should get it from here. It's literally seized into the hole. Okay guys, well that's not really supposed to jam up in the hole there. That was just rust into it that bad. It's not a taper fit or anything like that. It has threads all the way down there. That's just how rusty vehicles get here in the Rust Belt. 10-year-old vehicles. It's ridiculous. So now we're ready to put our new parts on. So it's just got these protective little cups over here. So we'll take the nut off first and get the cup off, of course. And there you go. Let's just see if this flat on here is still 17. No, it's different. It's like probably 15, I would guess. I'm going to go get a 15 and see if that works. Because often aftermarket parts are like that. But you can see they also have an Allen key in the end. So you could use a ring wrench to tighten your nut and have an Allen key holding the stud center there. So it's not a bad part at all. As long as it doesn't clunk, I'll be happy. Okay guys, so my replacement links here are 5/8 or 16 millimeter to hold that backside, and then the new nut that comes with them is actually 19 millimeter. So a couple of change ups there, but otherwise they seem to fit nicely. So what I'm going to do guys, to make it easier so I can use my impact, is I'm going to tighten the bogging parts first before I put the top one on. Then I can leave the sway bar, fold it down like this and access it with my impact. So I'm going to go to the other side now and put this link in just on the bottom. Okay, so another little surprise here, my cheap aftermarket parts, those flat spots are just hand ground, so they're different sizes on each one. I'm going to have to use a 17 on this particular one, but on the other side I need a 16. Okay, now we're going to bring the whole thing up as an assembly. The other side will be going up at the same time here. I got that one in. Now we go around to the other side and we can get this one in. Just like that. Now we just toss our nuts on here, tighten this up, and we are done with that part of it. Of course, we just have to put the wheel back on and torque it to 80 foot-pounds. Okay guys, I went ahead and tightened up both of these nuts, and now one other thing I'm going to show you is you can get this silicone spray. And what you want to do, if you're not going to change these bushings in here, go ahead and drench them with that stuff. Really get in around there, because you can get a creak or a squeak out of that bushing there, and that should fix it if you do that. So that is how you change your sway bar end links in your Hyundai Santa Fe. Thanks a lot for watching Matt's Garage. I do hope you found the video helpful and informative. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourself a great day.